All right, guys, let's talk about example 3. Miranda gets paid $300 a week to deliver groceries. She also earns 5% commission on any orders that she collects while out on her delivery run. Write an equation to represent her weekly pay and then graph that equation. So she gets paid a set amount, $300. Okay, that's going to be your B value. Go ahead and clear that up before we do anything else because she gets that set amount each week. All right. So she gets $300, and that's going to be her starting amount, which is your B value. And then she also earns 5% on any orders she collects during that week while on her delivery runs. Do I know how many orders she collects? No, I don't. That's going to be my variable, right? How many orders does she collect? So X is the number of orders, and my slope is going to be 5%. Now we got to do a little work with that because remember, we don't want to graph or do any math with a percentage. So we're going to go ahead and change that to either 5/100ths, which you could reduce, or 0.05. Okay? And then the Y part of this, again, we're doing Y equals MX plus B. The Y part of this is going to be her total pay, right? Her weekly pay. So when we set that up and clean it up, we got Y equals 0.05x plus 300. Okay? Now let's look at how we would graph that. Now, if you're paying attention, I probably should have blown this graph up a little bit bigger. As a matter of fact, while y'all are watching the video, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to skip lines down here on the x-axis so that it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. So we're going from 0, count my 50s, but I'm going to do it every other one. 200, 300, 400. And probably one of the first things that some of y'all are noticing and wondering about is why I'm counting by such big numbers. So again, let's put the equation back up here. Y equals 0.05x plus 300. Okay, the reason my graph down here that I created looks so strange or so funky is because I have such a small slope, but such a large y-intercept. Okay, we had to adjust the graph a little bit to account for that. So we're still going to start with our y-intercept. So the y, int, right, is still going to be when x equals 0. So if you were to plug in 0 into this, 0.05 times 0 plus 300 equals 300, right? So 0, 300. That's our y-intercept. That's our kind of our starting point. And for us on this one, let's swap it up and do some blue this time. That's going to be right here. Does everybody agree? Good. Glad y'all could all answer that question. All right, now, from there, I want to see where we're going to go next. So let's talk about what's happening here. The slope is 0.05. Now I'm going to go back to my fraction because that's going to make my life a little bit easier here, but m is 0.05, or you can think about it as 5 out of 100. Okay? So notice that would be a rise of 5 for every run of 100. Okay, rise over run. Now I think if you take a look at this, you'll see why I have my graph set up the way I do. So my y-axis, okay, which again, that's going to be her weekly pay. And then the x-axis is the number of orders, right? So the number of orders that she collects during that week. It's 5 up, so she gets an extra $5 for every 100 orders that she collects. So what I did is I made my orders count by hundreds, and I made my y-axis, my weekly pay, go up in increments of 5. That way I can more easily show what's happening in this specific problem. So I tailored my graph to show what I needed it to show for this problem, and also to make my life a lot easier in terms of graphing this. So if she sells 100, then she's going to get $5. Okay, in other words, I went up 5 and over 100. Because remember, I'm counting by 100s right here, and I'm counting by 5s here. So each line up is 5. 2 lines over is 100. Okay, so really, my slope as far as the grid goes is up 1, right 2. But in terms of the math, it's up 5 over 100. Okay, so to help kind of see that, we went up 5 and over 100 according to our chart, the way it's set up. Okay, we can keep that going, and then you kind of get the idea here. Again, sketch it the best you can. We can extend that on. So if she sells 600 orders, collects 600 orders, then she would make $330 for the week. Okay? So you can tailor your graph to make it suit your needs, and make it easier on you. You just have to make sure you're answering whatever the question is asking you to do. All right, moving on to the final example, example 4.